Chapter 3 Manifesting Where to Start. Open quote. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. End quote. Ralph Waldo Emerson. It was about 3 weeks before my wife and I were about to leave Idaho to drive back to Canada. Money had been really tight for the previous few weeks because I hadn't had a new sale in over 8 weeks. I'd also had 2 clients ask me for a refund, which put our bank account in the negative. We needed some money quick. Our credit cards were maxed out and our savings was almost depleted. We weren't sure if we had enough money to buy food or gas for the trip home. Things were not looking good. I had done a quick look through our finances and realized I needed to come up with around $15,000 just to keep afloat and take care of our basic necessities. So I put together a plan with my wife, as we had decided that if I couldn't find a way to come up with around $15,000 within the next 30 days, that I'd have to declare bankruptcy. Obviously, I didn't want to do that, but I told her, give me 30 days. By then, we'll be back in Canada. If I haven't made at least $15,000 by the time we get home, then I will drop this business completely. I will go back and get a job. That's the promise that I made to her, and then I got to work. I was intentional with my actions and my meditations. I knew how to make money because I had been running this business for 2 years. It was just that I now had a firm deadline and I needed the money quick. 3 weeks went by and still no sales, but I was optimistic because I had 2 sales calls scheduled during the week that we were planning to drive back to Canada. I held these 2 sales calls on the road in the hotels we were staying in. Both of those sales closed, and the 3rd client promised me the money once we were back in Canada. 2 days after we drove across the Canadian-US border, I had around $14,782 in my business account. Your mind can bend reality. Your thoughts can create a new reality. But now I want you to prove that to yourself. Many doubters will say, I've heard of the law of attraction, but that stuff doesn't work. This experiment is not for those non-believers. If you want this process to work for you, then you must be open to new ideas and new information. You must be receptive to taking on new beliefs. Now, in this current moment, you're in one of 2 places. You either have what you want and you recognize that you are good at manifesting and want to create more of what you want, or you feel that you are wanting and needing something to happen for you. If you are needing or wanting something to happen, you will give off the experience and feeling, vibration, that you don't have what you want. This creates more scarcity and lack in your life. In this chapter, I'm going to walk you through a simple process to create something new over the next 7 days. If you follow through with these steps, you might just surprise yourself. It's literally how you create your world. Remember, everything's energy and everything's connected. There is this field of intention that you can influence to create your world. Now, I'm not asking you to adopt a new religion. I'm not trying to get you to do anything you don't want to do. You have free will. Think of this process like a new pair of jeans. If you try on a pair of jeans and you like the way they feel, you keep wearing them. If you try on the jeans and they feel too tight or they're not the right length, just take them off. Just make sure to put something else back on because no one wants to see you running around in your underwear. This next part is important. If you want to play this cosmic game to the best of your ability, you'll need to ignore your attachment to your physical reality. Anything external to what's inside of your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions is not your concern. What happens on the outside is always a surprise. There is a field of intention that aligns with your inner being. When you align your inner being with this field, your physical reality changes. It's important to give this inner being your ultimate focus. You're in complete control of this inner space. You control your thoughts and feelings. You have the willpower to focus on what you desire. You have control over your imagination, what you dream about, and what you think about. You have control over your ability to act and to do the things that you need to do. If you treat your world like that, a playground where you are focused on your inner being and not on the outside, not only will you be happier, but you'll also attract amazing things into your life without having to try so hard. When you realize that your sphere of influence is that inner space, it takes the pressure off. Life gets easy and you begin to have a lot more fun. So instead of focusing on the physical outer world, focus on your avatar, your physical body, and what you feel, not the game environment. The game environment is like the background in the Nintendo game I was playing with my best man. The game environment is your outer physical reality. It's the manifestation of a physical result. It's not the ultimate reality, but a holographic projection of what has been created in the field. Remember, you are playing a game. The meat suit you call your body is just an avatar created in your physical game environment. When you change the field, you change matter. The game environment will change once your avatar in the game changes. For example, instead of trying to get into a relationship with the person you think you need to be with, let the creator decide that for you. Focus on what it would feel like to be with the person that brings you joy, what makes you happy, but don't obsess over a specific person. Let it be a surprise. Mastering this process of manifestation requires you to train yourself to focus on your inner being, to focus on your desires, your feelings, and your vibration. Once you make that connection, oftentimes you get something 10 times better. It's physics. You might have a piece of business or a new client that you're waiting on right now to send you money. You might have money waiting to come to you, and it's not happening as fast as you would like. The big question is, why? It's because you're distancing yourself from that money coming to you. You're interfering with it based on what you are thinking about, and that has created this distance, this gap between you and the money. How do you do that? Focusing on too much of the how will do it. Focusing on too much of the when will do it. Focusing on too much of the when and how will definitely do it. The secret is changing the way you feel, your vibration, and what you think about. Again, the doubters will say, I expect money, but that's because I work as a sales rep. I know money is coming to me because I work in sales. I expect sales, and that's how I make my money. Of course, that's how you make your money. The question is, does the money come from your circumstances or your expectation, how you feel about money? Deep down, you know this, and you know that if you can manage your expectations, you can create your own circumstances, but you must test this out in your own experience. Thanks for listening to this free sample of the 7-day manifestation experiment, how you can create the life of your dreams. If you'd like to order the book, you can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or on Audible in the description in the links below. Thanks again for listening. My name's Steve, and we'll talk to you next time.